Howdy everybody, this here is Walnut Fox again. I wanted to show you guys this nifty little super smelter that I built right here. It's built off of a couple of older designs for different farms and super smelt. So I built this on our family server, a couple of them now. So it's got the old 8-bank furnace array here that uses hopper mine carts to drain chests super quick. Your inputs up here, and all your goodies, your glass and smooth stone comes out down at the bottom. So I guess being a 8-unit super smelter isn't quite a super smelter, but it used to be a while back. But if you watch the guys on Hermitcraft or the SciCraft guys or Logical Geek Boy or any of those cats that are a little bit better in the technical community than I am, they've got 128 furnaces down both sides. So this is not so super smelter, I guess. So it's it's a little small, but hey, if you want something in your base that only takes an hour or so to maybe 2 hours to mine enough iron to get it, it sure helps. If you've got an iron farm like we had in the previous videos, it isn't really that hard at all to get enough iron for this. So it runs off of these zero-tick bamboo farms that I think they're kind of an older design, or they're a little bit different than the designs that I've seen the SciCraft guys and other folks using. Still kind of runs off the same principle with these torches here, updating that redstone back there as soon as this block's pulled across, and then it gets forced an update by these two pistons to zero-tick this. And of course this works on the Java edition, not so much on Bedrock that I'm aware of yet. So yeah, and it feeds the bamboo into this hopper right here. Gets broke off every tick there, and fills up all of our stuff. Right now it's been running for about 5 minutes, and it's already filled up all of the furnaces, the hoppers, the mine cart hopper, the started on the double chest up here. So yeah, good part about this is we've got a on-off switch, which is pretty much a fail-safe. If we want to shut both farms off, we can just let them set. Even with the farms off, those observers will update the piston there and break the bamboo and feed it into the hopper. So that way you don't have just bamboo hanging out up there. You don't have to put those in. I chose to put those in. That way you kind of have a passive bamboo farm too, where if this grows up there, it'll break it off, and it just kind of trickles in the bamboo here and there. So but when the farms are running, this will always have fuel in it. It will never be out of fuel, and you don't have to mine the fuel. The comparators right here are reading these hoppers, and as soon as they put out a signal strength high enough, they will send a signal through these repeaters and shut the farm off, just like I did there with the lever. It'll invert those torches and shut everything down. So if this is something you guys want to build, these are the materials that you'll need. Obviously, you're going to need more than one of these, but here's what we got: chests and furnaces, minecart with hopper, stained glass. I like using stained glass to just kind of hold the mine carts in place here so they don't get bumped around. It doesn't have to be black. It can be whatever. You can use iron bars. I believe fences work, but walls do not. They are a little bit wide here and won't let everything overlap the hoppers like they're supposed to. All right. You'll need at least one rail. Doesn't matter what kind of rail, just a rail, because we'll put our minecart with hopper on it, then break the rail. You're going to need a bunch of hoppers. The minecart's in here, so I can remind you that you're going to need a minecart to put with your hopper to make a minecart with hopper. Observers and sticky pistons, a couple redstone comparators, some repeaters, redstone dust, redstone torch, whatever building block you want to use. I like this one because you could see the redstone dust on it really good. It just kind of was a contrast to everything else that was here. A couple levers, droppers are optional, just to put up on top here to kind of reduce the lag in the world. You're going to need at least 2 pieces of bamboo, some maybe glass of your choice. These don't have to be glass. I like to be able to look in and see what's going on in there, but they don't have to be glass. And a couple pieces of dirt, coarse dirt, podzol, I think mycelium, sand. You can plant bamboo like on anything there, man. So just 4 pieces of that. So right on. This will continue to fill up, and then I'll show you when this gets enough bamboo in these spots here. It'll send out a signal of 5, and then it will shut the farms off. So right on. As soon as that happens, I'll get back with you. Okay, here we go. Getting up to pretty close to where these are going to shut down. If you watch down here, as soon as it gets, yep, there it is. So 64 and 30. Or 31, depends on where it was in the break-in of it. But see, it gives a signal strength of 5 here. I've got this resource pack on from vanillatweaks.net. It's a resource pack that shows you the power strength of your redstone. So as soon as it gets to a signal strength of 5, it powers this and shuts the farm down. And that means that your machine is completely full of bamboo and is ready to go to smelting. So there it is. If we wanted to make about 4 stacks of glass, we can. Here in a hurry, this will drain these out of this chest really quick. Same way with your fuel here. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and we'll shift click all these in there, and you can see just how quick that is. Yeah, and then everything kicks back on again. Already got 8 glass coming in, so that quick. So see, this will stay. See, it's staying right about even with everything. It shuts off, it'll kick back on, and each one of these is evenly distributed. It takes exactly 2 bamboo per item, or I'm sorry, 4 bamboo per item. It's double what sticks are. If you was to take the bamboo and craft them into sticks, it would only take 2, but again, that would require you to craft things. See, there we go. We kick off and then kick back on when fuel is required. So 100% don't have to worry about fuel. We're not duplicating our carpets. We're not, we're running off of basic game mechanics here. So this side got full again, and now it's going to run and just continue to smelt. So right on. In that little bit of time, we're up to, just under a stack and a half of glass smelted. So here's the furnace array that we've built here in the middle. This is a design, I'm sure, that's been around for a while. It uses these hopper mine carts staggered over 2 furnaces, or between 2 furnaces over 2 hoppers to evenly distribute the fuel into each one of these. These have got a stack of bamboo each in there. let's take that out, and what we'll do is we'll shift click these in. That way we can see that it will distribute these equally. See? So you can use this as a standalone if you've got a lot of fuel that you can place in here, and it will distribute your fuel exactly equally between all 4 furnaces. Okay, and then this is our 0-tick bamboo farm. We can probably go ahead and put these up here. It kind of depends, you know, where you are in your world. If you need all 4 of those update pistons, you can see over here, this one at the bottom doesn't ever really fire. So, you know, and then all of them fire right here. So if you find that this is happening, you don't need that piston, you know, to update this and 0-tick it. But, you know, at least they're all in here now. We don't have to worry about it. So I wanted to make sure I showed that you do technically not need all 4 of those pistons. So it can kind of be a little bit expensive or less expensive depending on what you want to do. Now, one thing that I will remind you is that this bamboo cannot be a sapling. Okay, if it's just a sapling and you 0-tick it, it will break. So you need to do the bone mealing of it to make sure that it is an actual bamboo plant, and then when you turn it on, it will 0-tick. Okay? Okay, to build this, we're going to need the stuff that's in here. So let's start grabbing out our materials. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to build the center section of this, which is the super smelter. Well, the not so super smelter. And then we'll add the 0-tick farms to it. What we're going to do is we're going to just build her right back here behind us. So we're going to punch out a spot for our chest. And then we're going to build a trough 2 by 4. Remember to hold shift click to place these down, looking into each other. Again, this is a texture pack with these arrows. They're also on the sides, so that way you can easily identify which direction they're facing. Vanilla tweaks again. Hold shift, place your furnaces down on top of each one of the hoppers. Still holding shift, place hoppers facing into each one of those. And then I always put these hoppers in, facing into each one of the tops of the furnace. So that'll make sure that your smeltable goods go in here and your fuel comes in from the sides. Alright, now the next thing we'll want to do is hold shift again and use your glass panes or your iron bars or your fence posts, and we'll place down 2 glass panes right on top of the middle of this one. Hey, I was just going to remind you guys, or let you know, I was earlier I kind of did this the hard way. I want to show you this trick too that I learned. Okay, so you put down 2 rails on top of there, put this mine cart and then this mine cart, and they pretty much push themselves into the corners. Break your rails and you're done. Put your glass panes in. That section's over. On the top, doesn't matter which side you go on, but you're going to put glass panes down one side of these hoppers. So if you want to have your input on this side, put your glass panes on these hoppers. If you want your input over here on this side, put your glass panes over here. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So we're just going to pick this side. We're holding shift to place those on top of the hoppers. Now, our chest is going to be, for inputting it, is going to be over the top of these two hoppers. Don't worry about it because it's going to feed into everything regardless, okay? So we let them push themselves apart, break the rails, walk around here, push this guy into the corner. Same thing over here, push this guy into the corner. As far as they'll go, don't get too wild. If you get too far in there, it'll slide it backwards like that, see? Just stand there, wait till she stops. And there it is. All right. And then what we'll end up doing is we'll have to put a temporary block here. And then your chest for your materials goes in there. So if we was to grab all of this charcoal out of here and actually finish what we were doing, chest for the fuel, chest, oh, you gotta kind of be up here on this one. This one's a little trickier. Put chest there, boom, okay. There we go. So we open this, and we put those two in. Open this, and we put those two in. They drain out, and we should see about 32 charcoal in each one of these furnaces down here, just like that. Okay. Then all we need is something to smelt. Let's do some, well, sand is usually something that we're always smelting, right? So you just open this, throw that in there, boom, everything lights. It will take one piece of charcoal because each one gets 8. Super, super efficient little furnace. Everything is completely distributed in terms of 8. Works really good with charcoals because it will only take one charcoal or coal to fire 8 pieces of sand, which will give you 8 pieces of glass. So there it is. All right. So to build the rest of this so that we're 100% efficient here and just running off of infinite fuel with our zero tick farms, all we need now is the hoppers, and you can put these on the front, the back, the sides, just pick a direction and come over 2 hoppers from here, turn the corner and come back 2 hoppers. So all right, this right here, this space right here is where your bamboo is going to be growing. So if you'll notice, that's right here where the dirt is. So it's really easy to mark everything out. 3 blocks like this, build a little arrow almost pointing into the hopper here. All right, then we can put a redstone dust on top of each of these. Then we will need redstone torches on these. Now, if you don't want your machine flapping all over the place while you're doing this, put a lever on those to shut your torches off, because it's gonna do some stuff if you just put it down. So dirt on top of these, the torches keep them from falling down. Okay, And then one block away, use a temporary block, and yes, these have to be sticky pistons. Sticky pistons. Right there, diagonal from it, is a regular piston and another regular piston. That forces this piston to update before it's extended and ready. Okay, same thing here. Temporary blocks, sticky pistons. Regular piston. I always put a observer facing down. It can be here, it can be on the other side. It doesn't matter. Just, pick one. Okay. Then we have our glass to hold to kind of contain where everything's going to be at, right? We want to make sure that that's set up so that our bamboo grows in here. We'll put a regular piston up top here. Dot of redstone there to update everything. A solid block here just for updating this piston with this observer. And a dot of redstone. And that's pretty much it. It will work like this, but I always like to encase this a little bit just so that it's, keep stuff from flying all over the place, so there it is. That is our 0-tick bamboo ready to go. It's already pointing into a hopper, so right on. I'll do this side and I'll be right back. So yeah, both of our machines are set up and ready to go. Both farms are built. They'll start feeding into these right here. So to set up the circuit for reading into these, we put a block 2 up right in front of here. We could do it here. We could do it here. Any of these will work. I like to use, just use the one on the corner because it's easiest. Gives you a little room right here if you want to decorate something. This is kind of out of your way. So take a comparator to read this hopper out from there. And then holding shift, put a block right there next to it. If you don't hold shift, remember you'll put it in subtract mode. And then put a block right. Oh, my aim's off today. There we go. Put a block right underneath it. Redstone dust on top of it. Now that'll put a signal out. As soon as this comparator receives a signal, it will power this block, which powers this redstone dust, right? And then I put down my fancy colored block just so I can see everything, and I know that if I'm digging around underneath here and I pop up through here and go, oops, there's redstone on there, right? 2 repeaters, yes, 2 repeaters. We don't want it to power this, and we don't want it to hook up with this, because if we do that, it kind of does funky stuff. So 2 repeaters, another repeater, bang, turn the corner. That's it. That's all there is to the redstone there. There it is. Those are the circuits for controlling the farms. So there we go. We got 2 farms running, 0-tick and everything in there, and it will fill up and then shut itself off. All right. If you want to shut everything off with a lever, then you can run your line right here if you'd like. And I just put a repeater in and boom, shuts everything off, turns everything back on. I hope that you guys found something handy. If you like it, make sure you give me a like on this. I worked a little while on it, trying to put everything together. So make sure everything's running good for you and whatnot. So cool. And before you go, subscribe if you like, and hopefully you can use this in your world. So have some fun and play some games. See ya.